There we are. I am so excited. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, yes, I love it. Greetings, everyone. This is Sharon C. Jenkins, a master communicator, and I am having the time of my life because I get to interview all these wonderful authors who write about love. And I even, let me reach over here. I even have my little symbol. I want you to see my little symbol. It is about love. Love is complicated. And we all want it. We all want it. Take my word for it. Well, today I have the wonderful privilege of interviewing Sylvia Hubbard. I am thrilled beyond thrilled. I don't even know if she remembers when we met each other.
Long time ago.
Yes, we were
long time.
In a mall, y'all, in a mall in Detroit. I tell you. And I fell in love with her then, and I fell in love. I love her even more now because she is a sensational advocate for authors. She knows everything. She knew everything then. She knows everything now. So you need to hook up with her because she is the bomb.com. And I love her. I love her. I love her energy. I love everything that she does. And so, okay, so you see I'm over here. I'm fanning out. I can't help it. She has been consistent in the things that she's done over the years. And we have been able to count on her to not only give us great work, but also to keep us informed, to keep us on top of things in this industry that is a hot mess sometimes. So, she is an award-winning author and founder of Motown Writers. Yay! And guess what? She has independently published over 55 dark romance, intriguing suspense stories in the over 20 years she's been in the literary business. And she is truly an entrepreneur. As an avid blogger, podcaster, social media manager, and digital strategist, Sylvia has received literary recognition for her literary work plus for her literary work plus. Oh, I had to turn that off because that is running a little bit behind me. plus, she has 8 #1 bestsellers. She is also a speaker, literary encouragement doula. Oh, I had that baby girl. And busy mompreneur expert. And that's a wonderful thing. Welcome, 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 Sylvia. So I have a series of questions, and some of them are non-traditional and some of them are traditional. So the first question is, define love.
Love is an action. It is something really only true humans can experience. And that is you're even higher up than just the animal kingdom. It's not just being human, but true human beings where you make connections with other people on a deeper level that you can never imagine. And that's what I think love is. So.
Wow. Now talk to me a little bit about dark romance. I'm curious. Is that one of them 50 Shades of something kind of romance or what?
It's about 1,000 shades of about 1,000 shades if we really get into it, because everyone has an interpretation of dark romance, but basically it just takes you into an area where you are not expecting to go, but you're going to enjoy the ride.
Oh, I love it. I
And you'll
love
get
it.
a happily ever after out of it, no
Yeah,
matter what.
yes, that is huge. I love it.
But
Okay.
I mean, when we think about it, everyone has, even if you say you don't, you have a kink, something that just immediately you see and just, oh, some people have a lighter, some people have a darker, some people just midpoint and just, could go any way. So bringing those darker aspects of love or kinks out in a romance, it just makes people feel like you're not strange. It's just that you need a more complicated way to love you and romance you.
Oh, I love it. What a great definition. Okay. So I want to hear one of your love stories because you write about love for a reason. And usually authors write about what they know about. So tell me a little bit about your love story.
Well, my love story, personally, I guess with me and my husband, I it's funny because I did not expect to be married after being in a very mentally and abusive relationship. Well, first marriage, I just didn't expect to. I just kept my nose to the ground, raised my kids, and I think a week before I even went on a first date with him, I was about to get a cat. Me and my best friend was about to go. I had already named the cat and everything. I was like, oh, I'm just waiting for the Humane Society to call me so I can have my cat. And me and my cat can retire because the kids were getting older and leaving out the house and everything. And then it was just he just gave me a love story that I could have never imagined.
Wow. Okay. So you just gave me a tease. I need a little bit more.
I guess it was he 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 gave me time to fall in love. He gave me space to be myself, and he made me know that I should never settle for less because I deserve everything.
Oh, that is beautiful.
And you can find that in a man who has become a great friend, and that who really cares about you, and you kind of have like almost like it was like, he was from like just like me but from another mother. That's a rare thing, and as someone who's always writing about love, when it's with you and in front of your face, you have to jump on it. So but it was actually my mom who made me say, Sylvia, this guy loves you. Stop waiting for the other shoe to drop and take this chance. So I have to thank my mom for listening to my heart more than I was listening to it at the time.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So, oh, I love this story. Just love it. Okay, so we on, we're over here and we're on love overload, and that's okay because that song keeps running in my head. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. So let's give it to him, Sylvia. Let's give him a lot of love. So why love instead of maybe writing thrillers or mystery or, cultural pieces? Why
Well,
love?
I would have to garner it towards when I was 12, and I grew up in Detroit, so it wasn't a lot of love. It is still not a lot of love. You can't say about Detroit, other than the people. I've always known, even when I left Detroit and had to come and came back, Detroit has people who are in Detroit, they're there because they love it. People are like, why don't y'all leave? I hear all these horrible things about Detroit, just leave. But people who are here, they love the city. Like, they're here because they love it. Like, I could leave, but this is my love of my life. So, but it wasn't that had got me into writing about love. I was 12 years old, and I was at a library, and I walked past the romance section, and at that time they had the rip covers. They call them I forgot they call it the rip off covers, where the man would have no shirt on and the woman would barely be covering his powerful chest. This was the age of Fabio. So I'm telling myself, if you don't know about Fabio, if you too young to know about Fabio, you ain't seen God's gift to the earth. Till you saw Fabio in his heyday. And it was Fabio, and he was totally naked. And the woman was on her knees in front of him in this real bushy dress. And she was covering all the good parts, with her hand up on covering the chest. And like her face was pressed against his lower stomach. This immediately caught my eye as a 12-year-old.
I'm sure.
That had never occurred to me, like this, what sexy was. I mean, it immediately registered, like, this is sexy. Like, what could be between those pages that could possibly hold that man?
Sylvia, you're making me have a flashback, because all the years that we've known each other, I've never attempted to write a novel. So I did. And one of the things about this story, you're going to laugh when I tell you this, but I had a totally different ending for my story. But guess what? I saw this vision. I am not making this up. I saw this vision of the guy, the love interest, coming up on a horse looking like Fabio.
Yes. It wasn't just, and it wasn't like you were even crossing the line, because even back then, if you told somebody, oh, I'm in love with this white god, and you're like, oh, no, you not. But it was Fabio. That's what it was like. Oh my God. So 12 years old, I had never even been introduced to even having a boyfriend, or even liking boys, or even like that. I was still running the street as a tomboy. But when I tell you, I stopped in my tracks and knew I was a woman when I saw this cover. It was like, ooh, I got boobies. Look at this. He just made you feel like that. So I took the book up to the librarian, and she did her job. She said, well, you're too young. You can't check this book out. But I'm from Detroit, and I did what any Detroit teen would do, and I stole the book from the library, because we had to find out about Fabio, whatever.
At any cost.
I took the book, and I at that point, I had never stolen anything in my life. But when I tell you, you needed to see this cover, you just had to. So I took the book, and I forgot the book was in my bag, because I was just so, you get so in shock. Oh my God, I took a book. Oh my God, I'm going to jail. And it was just like, oh, I was like so stressed about it. I couldn't even go back in my bag. Come Sunday morning, I'm in Sunday school, digging down in my bag where I threw my Bible. And guess where my hand go over is this book. Pull Fabio out. And I was like, let's start reading it. I carefully placed my Fabio novel with my Bible. I was so quiet that day at church.
You are a perfect angel, because you were reading about Fabio. Oh my God.
The Lord are going to have to talk about that. I'm so sorry, but we have already gone through the prayers of forgiveness, because when I tell you, at the end of that book, I felt like this was the writing I wanted to do. And it wasn't just the romance, it was the intimacy, the connection between two people going through everything, but just wanting that one pure love in their life. I was like, I want to write happily ever afters, no matter what. And I mean, yes, I am an intriguing suspense author as well, but I know no matter what I take my character through, they are going to get their happily ever after. It's not going to be a tragedy. It's not going to be a dramedy. It's not going to be anything else. But at the end, we are going to achieve a happily ever after. Even if I have to kill somebody, these
Right.
two people coming together. And I have killed a lot of people in my books to get it. And I don't care because I got my point across.
Ooh,
Love
I love it.
makes sense.
I love it. I love it. Now, wait a minute. So I'm curious.
Okay.
How do you empower aspiring novelists to talk about love? How do you do that? Because I know you do it. I don't even have to ask the question to get the answer. I know you do it. Now I want to know how.
Well, I'm hoping my stories will give them that power. I'm hoping once they read this and then they say, well, oh my God, I got a romance for you. And I want to show the world that, this kind of love can be a powerful, long-term, wonderful situation for two people. And I hope that like once they read my books, they learn from it and say, I want to write those stories that are not being told. And that's kind of what I try to do, is write about the stuff where we either it's the elephant in the room and we just choose to look at the wall instead of look at what's in there, or people choose not to talk about what they've gone through, but then just focus on, okay, but I got better, but how am I supposed to learn from all of that? Or some people haven't got better and they just need the answer. So I'm hoping that I'm bringing out stories, and as frustrating as I know my readers get, and they will, because I do write live stories, so they get so frustrated because they're like, why is she with him? He treats her like this. You got to ask that for like millions and millions of other women who are going through the same thing, and they stay with him no matter what. Even if the real love comes in their life, they will stay with somebody, and you're like, why? But I just want to give women opportunities to see you can step into a loving relationship with somebody who actually cares about you. You just got to take that step. And I just want to give people power to tell the stories, to show the world you can step into love.
Well, I will never forget this conversation.
Oh,
Because the Fabio reference itself is permanently imprinted in my mind.
but
And
everyone should know
and
Fabio.
of course they should. Even if they have to take a pen and turn him into chocolate,
Oh my God.
turn him into something else, it's on them. But the moral of the story is the pure Fabio. He has inspired numerous romance writers to tell a story.
Right. He did. It was just so fun back in the day. And even though he was on thousands of covers, thousands, because I read them all. Trust me. I read them all. Even if it was like, oh, okay. But actually, what? I have to thank him because he did open up myself to reading. I would have never probably got into romance or reading romance. I think I probably would have got into more suspense and just stayed with that, because previously to that, I had been trying to start stories, and I really and they would be suspenseful. They would have thriller, mystery, and everything. And I knew the schematics. I would study, like, knives and weapons and so forth. So I knew like how to do the dark side of suspense. What I couldn't just get into is how to wrap this story around something. So once I found romance, it gave me a foundation that I could wrap other stories around. And that's basically what I try to do, is weave romance throughout suspense, throughout my stories, to show, hey, even though you're falling in love, your mama's still a nag. And she is plotting to kill you.
Oh,
So
that's real life. That's real life. It's even more realer now than it's ever been.
is. Or you have this boss who doesn't like you, or I try to show the whole three-dimensional, because I got tired of, and as I started progressing into reading more and more romance, I saw only true people who wrote about love. You could tell the difference between, like, oh, okay, you know about unconditional love, about, like, this love is unconditional between these two people, other than the people who would just write about, just, okay, well, it's about jumping in bed. No, it's not. It's not about jumping in bed. It's about creating an intimacy between two people so powerful and so deep that you can't fathom it in any kind of text. I could never, and I try to even tell myself, is that I could never put a love scene that was in one book into another book. And if you're able to, then those people were really, you weren't really writing for love for those people.
Mm.
So,
Oh, woo, Sylvia, this is a great conversation. Tell us about this book that you have that I'm really curious about. Now, let me get this title right, because I will mess up names and
Donna
titles.
Summers, just Donna Summers.
She works hard for the money. Oh, tell us a little bit about this.
So it is about Raina and Beck Hardy, and that's where the title comes from. She works hard for the money because his name is Hardy. And actually, Raina's getting out of this, what would you say, a lesbian relationship, and she's been in a long-term lesbian relationship that was really not conducive for her. So she walks away. She's trying to walk away from it, but of course, this her ex-girlfriend is kind of like a narcissist, where she says, well, you need me more than I need you, even though the ex-girlfriend broke the relationship off and left Raina just in a bind. Get out my house, get on your own life. And then she wants to turn the tables and say, well, come back. And Raina's trying not to ruin her life and get back into a relationship with this woman. So her good plan is to kind of be broken. She wants her, she just wants to get something different. If I go and jump into somewhere else, maybe I can forget this other person who is trying to tear me apart, even though, like, I don't need her, but I think I want it, and she's going back and forth. And I based her on actually a lot of people who were going through that during the pandemic. And this was like kind of like my pandemic book. I saw a lot of my friends, or a lot of my Facebook people, were just breaking up. And then they were like, oh, I broke up, but I really want to go back. Even though it wasn't good for me, I want to go back. And I was like, what do you do? What do you do? So I was like, okay, well, let's introduce Beck Hardy. And he literally breaks people. He's not very sociable. He's a horrible person. And his wife actually died of cancer, but that's because he's rough to the touch, and he ended up breaking her pelvis in a very horrible way. So, yeah, he breaks people. He's not very gentle at all, and he knows that. But his wife never told him about the cancer. She just, so he didn't know he couldn't be gentle with her. So that really wasn't his fault, but yeah, he just got that reputation. And then he's gruff and rough around the edges too. He'll say anything. He don't care how you feel about it, because that's how he is. But he also has this affliction. He has a skin affliction where he cannot be touched, or he goes into a rage. So he creates devices to hold things down in place. So he's looking for a sturdy woman he can be with who don't mind being held down. Well, because Raina got kicked out of her place with her ex-girlfriend, she kind of needs some fast money to build her business and, get herself together. And she's like, okay. They make this arrangement. Some friends of hers make this arrangement with Beck for a couple of nights where she won't mind being tied down, held in place, and taken.
Oh, this is some good stuff. The cover, the guy looks like he's rubber, baby. You are living up to his reputation in this description. I said, oh, okay. All right. Okay. But now you're giving me a totally different dimension. Okay, now.
That
Okay.
is the beginning of it. And yeah, after that, it goes downhill for her.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, she might
Because,
end up in a psychiatric hospital somewhere.
Beck thinks that he just wants just a taste, just okay, get it out his system. But then he's like, I want to keep this. And Raina's like, well, you're a horrible person. And she tells him to his face, like, after their agreement is over, you're a horrible person and nobody ever will want to be with you. I just did it for the money and that was it. And yeah, Beck's gonna do whatever he can to change her mind, or do
Oh,
whatever he wants to change her mind.
ooh, that poor lady. Honest with you, I can imagine some of the things that she might have to endure in order to make the great escape. I'll leave it alone.
I don't think you can escape that once you. Nope, nope. I'm gonna tell you that. He gets what he wants no matter what. So.
Oh my goodness.
This was such a fun book to write though, because it was my first attempt at a bully romance. And but my when I would read other bully romances, they would redeem the hero and he'd become nicer, because love. And I'm like, that don't happen in reality. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be a realist. If you was a bully, you always gonna be a bully. But love changes us to really care about that. And I have met guys who are bullies that have actually really fallen in love. And a lot of times their wives get asked the number one question is, why are you married to him? But when I tell you, you see them together and this is a whole different man that no one else can actually. He's still the same way. He's still a butthead. He still act a fool to her, but he brings something out in himself to make that love work for them. So, and that's what I said. I wanted to give Beck no redeeming qualities even after he falls in love.
He actually falls in love. The hard guy falls in love. His heart is softened. Oh, this is real good.
Yeah. So it was a challenge because being in Beck's head was kind of dangerous for me.
Oh, I'm sure.
But it was fun just getting it out of him, and putting it on paper. So yeah, the readers loved him. They hated him at first, but then he was like a Godzilla. You hate him for destroying the city, but after a while, you're like, go Godzilla. Go here, boy, destroy that city.
Sylvia, you are crazy. I love you.
So yeah, it was a fun book to write because it explored a lot of things that I don't even think guys even talk about. That you want to remain tough and hard for all the time. You don't want people to see, but love in your way. Don't be scared to love in your way, because eventually there is going to be somebody got your rib out there. I'm gonna just tell you that. Somebody got your rib. You just keep looking.
That's huge. I love it. So for our people, our listeners or our viewers, because we're going to transfer this to a couple of other places and we'll let you know when, but maybe they might want to connect with you so that they can find out a little bit more about this sinister person. I won't even grace him with a name. He is insane.
Yeah, wow. And then I'm gonna write about his brother, so that's gonna be they're even worse. So they're just they're he was he was the light side of them. So I
Oh,
just can't wait to like jump into them. So that's gonna be
oh,
cool. But to find me on social media, you can always, of course, find me on almost any social media platform under my same handle of Sylvia Hubbard 1, and that's the number 1. So it's Sylvia Hubbard 1. You can find me almost on every social media platform by that, or on LinkedIn, it's just Sylvia Hubbard, as in Facebook, it is Sylvia Hubbard. So you can always find me and you'll see my big forehead and bright smile everywhere. So it's usually the same. You'll see purple somewhere in the in the picture. You'll just click on that girl.
well, one thing I can say, I have interviewed, as you know, hundreds of authors, but today has been a red letter day for
Oh,
me. I will never forget this interview. You are sensational.
thank you.
And I'm gonna be honest, if I ever get inside your literary head, I would be scared. I wouldn't be able to come out.
Me too, girl. I be wanting to eat popcorn while I sleep. Like, where did you come up with that one? Like, yeah, I just don't know. It's just I don't know.
Well, I want to say thank you for sharing with us. And I love what you do. I love how you do it. And keep doing it. Please, for people like me, I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Well, listening, viewing audience, tomorrow we are going to do day 3. And believe it or not, I got an email from the person who's supposed to do day 3, and it's just a little bit too early for her. So guess what? You're going to get a special treat. I'm bringing in one of my best interviewers, and she's going to interview yours truly because I'm a new romance writer. So you're gonna,
Boom, 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 boom.
yes, you're gonna have fun with me tomorrow. But in the days to come, we've got different kind of romance writers, and they're vivacious and funny and just how can I say it, a load of fun, just like Sylvia. And I can envision myself having a wonderful time. So you need to tune in. Make sure you make it through to each day, because each person brings a different slice of love. Again, thank you, Sylvia. You have been the bomb.com, and I will never forget Fabio as a result of this conversation.
Good.
Have a good one. Bye-bye. I love you guys, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. Bye-bye. Thank you, Sylvia.
No problem.
This was huge. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, we did it. Okay. Let's see what we're doing here now. Okay, let's go to Zoom.